Hi everyone, today we are going to discuss one unknown one equation, and we are going to try to relate these stuff with really basic things that we probably have lying around our home right now. Okay, so let's suppose for a start we have 3 apples and 2 apples. Okay, we know from primary school that 3 apples and 2 apples in total make 5 apples, right? So 3 plus 2 equals 5. Very basic stuff that we know from primary school. And we know that in math terms we show this with the equation that we have at the bottom. So this equation here is the equation that represents the word problem I just said. 3 apples and 2 apples total make 5 apples. Okay, so 3 plus 2 is 5, right? Okay, now next let's put those 3 apples in a box. Okay, so I have a box that has a label X on it. Okay, and I know that when I add 2 apples to the apples that I have in that X box, I totally get 5 apples. So some apples in the box X plus 2 apples make 5 apples. Okay, so from before I know that in the box X I have 3 apples, and 3 plus 2 equals 5. My job in solving one unknown one equation is to find how many apples I have in the box X. X plus 2 equals 5, and in this case I know I have 3 apples in the box X. Okay, but now let's suppose we don't know how many apples we have in box X. So I have a box X that has some apples in it. I don't know how many they are in there. They're not 3. Okay, and if I add 3 more apples to the apples that are in box X, I get 8 apples in total. Okay, so somebody put some apples in that box X that we don't know how many they are, and if we add 3 more to them, you get 8 apples in total. My job is to find how many apples are in that box X. Okay, so I'm not gonna be showing this equation that we have on the bottom anymore. Okay, so again, remember that equation on top, the equation on the bottom, this guy is the mathematical representation of that word problem on top. We have a box X. We want to find how many apples there are in the box X, and we know that when you add 3 apples to the total apples in box X, you get 8. Okay, now what I can do is I can put that equation that I had before on top, which was, as I said, represents the math version of the word problem we were just talking about. Okay, and I'm going to use my fingers. Okay, so I have some number of apples in box X. If I add 3 to that, so if I add 3 to that number, I get 8 in total. Okay, to find X, I can use my fingers to find how many apples there are in box X, right? So let's start with 1. Okay, so I can use 1, which is very easy number, first one that comes to mind, and 1 plus 3 makes total of 4. Not exactly what I was looking for, so this is not the same as this guy. Alright, let's try 2. 2 plus 3 is 5, again not 8. I am not very happy. Okay, and if you keep doing this, you get eventually to 5, and you go, uh-oh, 5 is the number I was looking for. So here 5 plus 3 makes 8, which is the number I was looking for. But the problem with this method is you have to keep trying with different fingers, and when numbers go big, so for example if you have 100 something, it's going to go difficult. A better way to do is, if you notice here, this is similar to this, and this guy is similar to this guy, right? So if I subtract the number of stuff that I had here, right, from the answer, I get the X value I was looking for. So what we are going to do in next slide is to just subtract the number of fingers that I had here from the total, and I get 5 which is the answer for x I am looking for.